Hey, what's up you guys? It's me, True Brilliance, back with a video. So in today's video, I have kind of like a funny video for you guys. It's just for kicks. It's not the type of video that you guys need to be taking serious. It's not the type of video that I want you guys to get all up in arms about and upset about. This is just a video to bring awareness to everybody and just to kind of get you to think a little bit, okay? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how the zodiac signs tell lies, okay? How the zodiac signs lie, because let's face it, everybody lies, okay? Everybody lies, whether it's telling little white lies or whether it's not telling people the full truth. Everybody lies at some point in their life. You're a damn lie if you sit up here and say that you've never lied in your entire life. Everybody lies. It doesn't matter how good your heart is, whatever the case may be. Okay, so I'm doing this video really to bring awareness to you in your zodiac sign or your zodiac signs, so you can maybe see how you come off toward other people, and maybe this can give you an aha moment about how maybe you don't tell the whole truth sometimes and how maybe you don't accept the full truth sometimes. I'm doing this video for educational purposes and also to bring awareness, because on True Bree's channel, we are about self-awareness. That's what we are about on our channel. We are about facing ourselves and being honest with ourselves and doing the work on ourselves to become better people. And I feel like you cannot be a better person unless you are honest with yourself and the person that you are. Now, a few things to take into consideration, okay? We are a mix and conglomerate of many energies, okay? So when I speak about your sun sign in this video, you have a bunch of other signs, okay? You may not resonate with some of the definitions. It does not matter. Take your whole chart into consideration. Everybody is a mix of different energies, okay? So, and like I said, we're just doing this for fun and to bring awareness. Now, how this video came about. This video came about because I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and we were talking about someone who is a Pisces, and they're like getting caught up in a bunch of lies right now. So that sparked a conversation of us talking about Neptunian lies. And then after we were talking about Neptunian lies and what type of lies those are, we started talking about Gemini lies, okay? So the Neptunian lies sparked a conversation about Pisces lies, and then we started talking about Gemini lies and the difference between Gemini lies and Pisces lies. And then we just started going through the zodiac and talking about every zodiac sign and how they lie. And then it just turned into a whole conversation. And so we were talking, and I was like, you know what? This would be a really good video to do, to put out to my audience, because I just think it's really interesting how, you know, I came up with all of these different scenarios about how all of the zodiac signs either lie to themselves or lie to other people. So that's just what this video is about, you guys. Once again, like I said, don't take it too hard, okay? I'm talking about all 12 signs in this video, so nobody is going to be singled out, including my own, okay? So look, I'm throwing myself under the bus too, so don't worry, okay? This is just for kicks and giggles. Okay, so let's talk about the first zodiac sign. Let's talk about Aries, okay? I'm going to keep it all the way real in this video. I'm going to tell the truth about every single zodiac sign, okay? From my perspective. Now, Aries, I feel like Aries is the one sign that is the least prone to lying, okay? Or lying a lot. I feel like of all zodiac signs, Aries is the least prone. Not saying that they don't lie, because like I said, all zodiac signs lie. It doesn't matter who it is, man, woman, all 12 zodiac signs, any combination, anybody is prone to lying. But I feel like as a conglomerate energy-wise and what the energy stands for, I feel like Aries is the least prone to lie, okay? But I do see that they do lie in one certain type of way, okay? So Aries to me is like one of those signs where it's like what you see is what you get type of energy with Aries. So it's like Aries are very upfront people. They're not the type of people that hide things. They just are who they are. A lot of the times they don't there's not a lot of forethought that even goes into what it is that they do. So an Aries is not a type of person that's going to sit here and plot and plan out a lie to tell somebody, because they're just really real people, and they're just really straightforward, okay? They're very, very straightforward, okay? So that in and of itself, I feel like makes it so that when you're dealing with an Aries, you pretty much know what you're dealing with, because everything that they're about is right in your face, okay? But I feel like Aries can lie, or when it comes to their ego and things like that, they can pump themselves up a little bit more than needs to be pumped up, okay? Or some Aries can lie on their name, okay? Like lie on their name, lie on who they are, and things like that. With Aries, their type of lies is like an Aries will lie in order to get in good with someone, okay? But I don't really look at Aries lies as being really lies. I look at it more as like talking yourself up in order to get what it is that you want, because Aries is a sign about getting your desires, okay? So when an Aries sees that they want something, you know, they're going to go in for the kill. And sometimes they may say, you know, whatever they have to say to get somebody to like them, or to get somebody to go along with whatever their plans are, whatever it is that they're doing, or whatever it is that they want to accomplish. So that's how I see Aries. I don't see Aries lies as really being harmful lies or deliberate lies. But, you know, sometimes they can overdo stuff, or, you know, they can talk things up a lot more than what it really is, or they can say what they need to say in order to get their desires met in the moment, but not really mean it, you know, like just say whatever they have to say in the moment to get what they want to get. You know, that's how Aries operate. Taurus. Now, Tauruses, this is the thing with Tauruses. Tauruses are very stubborn, okay? They're very, very stubborn. So they like to cling to what's comfortable and what's familiar. So a Taurus is gonna lie or not be truthful if something is coming up in their life that's gonna cause them to change and they don't wanna change. So they're gonna lie to make things fit their narrative so that they can keep things the same, and so that they don't have to change or allow transformation into their life. Because you have to keep in mind, Scorpio is the opposite sign of Taurus, and Scorpio is all about letting go, loss, and transformation and rebirth, which Taurus is very scared of that. So Tauruses are going to lie or not tell the full truth to themselves mainly. And this is the thing with Tauruses, I think it's more about lying to themselves rather than lying to other people. So they will lie to themselves in order to keep things the way that they are, so that they don't have to change. And so this can drag out things for a really long time. And a Taurus can know that they need change in their life. They can know that, you know, or something needs to go in their life, but they don't want to let go, right? Because they want to cling to it. So they will hold on to a lie that they tell themselves so that they don't have to let go of something, so that they don't have to relinquish something, or so that so that transformation won't come into their lives. So in the end, a Taurus can really end up damaging and hurting themselves because they wanted to be stubborn and hold on to something that wasn't true or wasn't real. Okay, so that's how Tauruses lie. It's more of a lying to themselves rather than lying to other people. I don't really view Tauruses as like huge liars to other people. I know there's a lot of women online that complain about Taurus men lying a lot. But like I said, from the way that I see it, I feel like a Taurus is more prone to lie to themselves than to lie to other people, okay? But lying to themselves in turn can be lying to other people, because it's like they could stay stubborn on one way of doing things or one way of seeing things, which can be seen as a lie from another person because they're not admitting the truth of what's really going on. Does that make sense? Now, Gemini. Okay, Geminis. Now, Geminis crack me up because sometimes I feel like lying is a game to Geminis. Like, I grew up around a lot of Geminis, and sometimes I feel like they just lie just to lie. Like, a lot of the times they'll just lie and there's no reason for them to even lie. Like, they literally just lie for a sport, or just because they get a kick out of it. I honestly feel like they get some type of entertainment from making up lies on the spot. And that's the thing about Geminis. They can make up a lie super fast because they have that fast intellect, and they can think really quick on their feet. So a Gemini, the type of lies they tell is like saying whatever they have to say to get out of the heat of the moment. So it's like they will say whatever they have to say to get out of a tight situation. Okay, so like I said, they will just make up something on the spot, whether it's crazy, whether it's outlandish. And then if that lie doesn't work, then they'll quickly switch to another lie and tell that lie, and they'll just keep doing it until they feel they got away with it. So Geminis are like really a trip, but it's very tricky with them, because when I think about Gemini, I think of the energy of the trickster. So it's very easy for them to switch things around and to change things around to make it seem a certain way. But the things about the lies with Gemini, I feel like are really lighthearted lies. Like Geminis know that a lot of the times they know that people know that they're lying. Like, and a Gemini will just laugh it off. If you catch a Gemini in the lie, they'll just laugh it off, and then they'll just keep going about their business. Like they don't even care if you catch them in a lie, because they know that you know that they're lying, and they're just like, okay, whatever. Like, you know, they get caught up all the time, so they just keep going on with their business. It's almost as if it's like a world-known fact that they tell lies, and so they just don't even care. Like that's just how upfront they are with it. And I feel like a lot of them are comfortable with it, so they just don't care. Now, of course, this is not all Geminis, but the ones who do tell lies, and you guys that have dealt with them, you guys know that this is how they are. And the thing is that with a lot of their lies, it's like they don't really think that deep into it. Like I said, their lying is more so of just saying whatever they have to say to get out of a tight squeeze, okay? So they will just come up with something on the spot. And if it sticks, great. And if it doesn't stick, they'll just tell another lie, okay? And it just keeps on going until they get out of the pressure that they are under. But then another form of their lying is, like I said, they're the trickster. So it's like sometimes they just lie just to see how much they can get away with you. It's like they literally get fulfillment or a kick out of playing tricks with people's minds and playing tricks on people. Like they really get fulfillment out of that. It's like funny to them. It's humorous to them. So I just think Geminis are a damn trip. Like you guys honestly crack me the hell up. Seriously. Thing with Gemini lies though is it's like surface level lies. So it's like it doesn't take that much digging and uncovering to catch a Gemini in a lie. Okay? It doesn't take that much digging and uncovering, because a lot of the times they don't cover their tracks a lot. So it's really not that hard to catch a Gemini being untruthful about something. But like I said, when you catch them in it, it's just going to get laughed off, and it's just going to be on to the next thing, because with a Gemini, it's not going to be that deep to them. Now, Cancer lies. Okay, so Cancer lies are very, very interesting, because I don't feel like Cancers outright tell deliberate lies. Like it's not really Cancer style to deliberately plot and plan to tell lies. That's not really their style. But one thing that Cancers do is they withhold information. And a lot of the times they withhold very important information, which other people around them and close to them will consider lying, because a lot of people feel if you don't say anything, that's the same thing as lying, which is very true. A Cancer is not going to look at it like that. A Cancer is going to look at it like, well, you never asked, so I never said anything. And this can frustrate people so bad, because they can be like, still, this was information that you could have told me. You know that this was information that I needed to know. Why didn't you say nothing? And a Cancer's response will just be like, you never asked. So that's the thing with Cancers, withholding important information, because Cancers hold a lot of things back. And they won't tell you a lot of things until it really gets down to the nitty gritty. and then they'll open their mouth and say something, but by that time it'll be too late and the damage will already be done. Okay, so a lot of people can feel not necessarily deceived, but they can feel like, sometimes they can feel like they can't trust a Cancer. They can feel like they can't trust them because it's like, you don't tell me everything. Or they'll be like, I don't ever know what's going on with you because you're sneaky. Like they'll feel like a lot of people feel like Cancers are sneaky. They feel like they're sneaky. They feel like they know a lot more than they're letting on. And the truth of the matter is that Cancers do know a lot more than they're letting on. And you really have to dig at them in order to get information out of them. Okay? And like I said, some of this information can be damaging information. Okay? Or important information that somebody needed to know. And so this can break up a lot of friendships with Cancers. This can break up a lot of relationships with Cancers. But again, Cancer is the crab who moves sideways. So Cancer's rarely very direct with people about things. So it's like they do wait until you come to them about stuff. But withholding information, that would be like the type of lies that Cancer, I guess, doesn't tell, because Cancer's not telling, and that's why it's seen as lying for them. So it's tricky with them, but it kind of goes in alignment with that backwards energy that they have, where they operate in a backwards type of way. Okay. I feel like Leo's lies has a lot to deal with not wanting to admit when they're wrong about something, because you got to remember, Leo deals with the ego. So anything that's going to damage a Leo's ego, they're not going to want to look at, or damage their reputation in some sort of way. So you will rarely be able to get a Leo to admit that they're wrong about something. Like they will deny, because it's really hard for them to own up to their wrongdoing, because they feel like it's going to bruise their ego in some sort of way, or is going to make them look bad in some sort of way. And we all know that Leos don't like to look bad. It's all about their image, right? And it's all about their ego and how they view themselves in their mind. So it's very hard, and this is where that fixed sign stubbornness comes in with Leo, for them to admit that they're wrong. Like they will just flat out deny it, or they will argue you down about it. And, you know, all the other person wants them to do is just like, dude, just, you know, admit that you did this, or admit that you're wrong. And like a Leo will not do it, because Leos have pride, okay? And that's one thing you have to know about them. I grew up in a house with a Leo. My father's a Leo. My daughter's a Leo. I really know this energy very well. Half my family is Leos. Pride is something that is very important to them. So Leos hate to admit that they're wrong. They really hate to admit they're wrong. Now, a Leo will, but they have to do it on their own terms. If you know Leos, you know they do not like taking orders from other people. And if you're trying to get an apology out of a Leo, you can forget it. Like they will apologize to you, but they're going to apologize to you on their own terms, meaning when they decide that they want to apologize. If you're trying to make a Leo apologize, it's not going to happen. Okay, so mainly with Leos is just admitting their faults and admitting their wrongs, which a lot of other people in their lives can view as lying, because they'll be seeing it as, dude, you refuse to see the truth. You refuse to admit that you did something that was wrong. So that could be seen as a form of lying, because people can look at it like you're lying to me and you're lying to yourself about what really happened, all because you don't want to look bad, or you don't want to bring shame into yourself, because Leos, you know, they don't like that. They're all about pride and self-confidence and image, okay? And anything that is going to damage their image in any type of way, they're not going to want to admit to, because a lot of the times Leos like to see themselves in a certain light. So if what's happening does not blend in with the way they see themselves, they're going to shun it. They don't want to accept it. They don't want to have nothing to do with it. Okay, so that could be one of the ways that Leos are seen to lie or not be truthful, okay? Virgo, okay. So Virgo's lies has to deal with perfectionism, okay? So We all know that Virgos love to appear perfect, or like their lives are perfect to the outside world. Even though what's going on behind closed doors can be way different from picture perfect, they would never want the public to know. So I feel like Virgo's lives has to deal with imperfect things happening in their lives. So a Virgo will lie about the real shit that's going on in their life just because it doesn't fit their image of being perfect or having the perfect life. So whatever, they will lie about a lot of things if it doesn't line up with the perfectionism or their standard of where they think that their life should be. Like a Virgo can be very, very ashamed of things that are going on in their life that aren't publicly acceptable, okay? And they will never admit that these things are going on. Like they will hold on to a lie for a very long time just because they don't want to look like things are out of order in their life, or like I said, they don't want to disrupt their perfect image that they have, that they think other people have of them, even though the image that other people have of them may not even be that they're perfect, but they think that other people think that they're perfect because of the image that they project out to other people. And so anything that's going to shatter that, they're not going to admit to. And they may put up a lot of facades so that people don't see the real truth of what's really going on behind closed doors. So some people can look at this as them lying to themselves, or really it's lying to protect an image. That's how I see it. So Virgo lies and Leo lies are kind of based in the same thing, but Leo's is more so to protect their ego and how they feel about themselves, their self-image. And Virgo's is more to protect the perfect image of their life and what their life is and how other people view their lives, more so than how they view themselves, which is Leo. Virgos is more about the image being projected to the public about who they are, and then the real truth of who they are behind closed doors. And I'm sorry if I'm reading some of you guys for filth. Like, I know some of this may be hitting deep for some of you guys, but like I said, this video is for self-awareness, okay? So everybody's getting read. Okay. Yeah, Virgos want to appear perfect. I mean, it's just the truth. Virgos want to appear perfect and in order. And anything that's outside of that, they're ashamed of. And they don't want to have anything to do with it. But it can really hold them back in life, because by accepting those uglier parts of themselves and accepting the things that are out of order or chaotic in their lives, they can be more real with themselves and also accept transformation. That's why Scorpio comes after Virgo, because that's something that Virgo needs to evolve into, is to learn how to transform. That's why Scorpio is so open to dark shit, because Scorpio accepts their dark side, which is something that Virgo can learn to do. So next, Libra. Okay, so Libra is a sign that a lot of people say lies a lot about a lot of stuff. Now, Libra can really be prone to a lot of lying because Libra doesn't like confrontation, okay? And so, yes, Libras will lie in order to keep the peace. Everybody knows this about Libras. Libras don't like ugliness. Libras don't like fighting. Libras, they just don't want to go there. So in order to keep the vibration harmonious, they're going to tell whatever lies they have to tell just to keep people happy, or just to appear likable to people, because Libras want people to like them. Okay? So Libras are going to say whatever they have to say to just keep somebody happy, or just to shut somebody up, even though what they're telling that person can be a complete lie from hell. They don't give a damn, because it's just like, let's just keep the harmony and let's just forget this little ugly shit that's going on beneath the surface. Let's forget the fact that I really can't stand your ass, but I'm just going to smile in your face and pretend like I like you just because I don't want to get in no drama right now. okay? Or, you know, the boyfriend that lies to his girlfriend all the time just because he doesn't want to see her cry. He doesn't want to hurt her and things like that. And so Libras can feel that it's more important to keep the peace and keep the prettiness and the beauty than tell the truth and have a little bit of confrontation. That's why Libra opposes Aries, which I already told you guys, Aries is a very truth-telling energy because it's very direct and it's very straight to the point. Libras are not like that, okay? And so Libras also sometimes can have an issue accepting the ugliness within themselves as well, like kind of like Virgo. This is why I think each sign that precedes the sign before or the sign before it, they have something in common. It's just a progression of that energy. So Virgo or Libra is the progression of Virgo energy, but Libra still hasn't reached Scorpio, which Scorpio is the transformation of the dark, ugly stuff, right? And so Libra is not to the point in their life where they want to look at that yet. So it's like whatever, like whenever they feel like they may have to confront something of that nature, they're either going to lie to themselves or they're going to lie to other people so that they don't have to confront it, okay? So this can be a little dangerous because it can be a lot of lying going on just to, you know, keep things harmonious. But eventually that creates the biggest discord because at some point it's going to get found out, okay? And then that's when all the drama and the Scorpio stuff ends up happening anyway. So it's like you might as well accept the Scorpio stuff now so that you can really be free and harmonious and drama-free later, okay? One thing that I do have to say about Libras is this is the younger or less mature Libra, because one thing that I notice about Libras is as they get older, they stop running from conflict as much and they do start to confront things head on. So I notice the more immature Libra energy is definitely the type to run away from confrontation. But I do notice that as Libras mature, they do stand up for themselves a lot more and they are a lot more direct, you know. So that is one thing that I definitely want to know. I see as Libras do mature, they stop caring so much about being likable. Okay, now Scorpio. To me, Scorpio lies are one of the most dangerous lies, okay? They're the most dangerous because Scorpio lies are very strategic and they're very well planned out and thought out lies, okay? So a Scorpio is going to plot and plan their lies and they're going to make sure every piece of the puzzle is in the right place that it needs to be for them to tell their lies. And Scorpios are very good at covering up their lies, okay? Because when we're dealing with Scorpio, we're dealing with detective-like energy, okay? You're dealing with the undercover agent, okay? So they've already scouted out all the pieces of the puzzle. They already have everybody placed where they need to be to say what they need to say to cover their asses. You know what I mean? Like it's premeditated, okay? Scorpio lies are premeditated lies, okay? Now, Scorpios operate in deep within the unconscious mind. So, the only people that are really good at detecting Scorpios' lies are other Scorpios, okay? Because they're down in the depths with them, and a Scorpio is going to see another Scorpio. So, you know, they're going to know, they're going to be able to clock another Scorpio. And then other water signs, so Pisces and Cancers, they can see Scorpio's lies very well. And then I would say fire signs. Now, fire signs see, they're able to see what Scorpios are doing, and fire signs aren't going for it because a lot of the times fire signs don't trust Scorpios because they're too sneaky and they're too mysterious and they're not showing enough of themselves. So a fire sign is going to shut them down right away, right? But air signs and earth signs may be more susceptible to Scorpio's lies, okay? Because Scorpios operate deep within the unconscious mind. So the people that are very unaware of the unconscious mind are not going to be able to catch Scorpio's lies because they're not operating that deep. to be able to see the plays that are going on behind the scenes, because Scorpio runs their plays behind the scenes. So this is why I'm saying water signs are really good at detecting Scorpio lies, because water signs are down in the depths too. So, and water signs have strong intuition, so they know what another Scorpio is doing. Okay, but Scorpio is the sign of secrets, okay? So obviously they withhold a lot of information as well. So Scorpios are similar to Cancer lies, but I feel like Scorpio's lies are more deliberate than Cancer's lies, okay? Like I said, Cancers just withhold information and don't tell you the full truth about things, especially if they feel like it's gonna hurt your feelings. Scorpios sometimes withhold information knowing that they're gonna hurt your feelings, and that may even be the whole reason why they're withholding information, because they want to hurt your feelings, because sometimes they could be wanting to get revenge on you or anything. Like, the whole database of Scorpio's lies and why they tell them is very, very vast, okay? Because we're dealing with very, very deep people. But yeah, Scorpios, when they want to be, they can be very, very deceptive. They can definitely tell, they're manipulative, okay? That's what I would call their lies, manipulative lies. So telling lies in order to get a certain reaction out of you, telling lies to get you to do what they want you to do, okay? And this is why Scorpio lies can be very hurtful, because it can be like, you deliberately lied to me to get me to give myself to you, or to get me to do what you wanted me to do, but the whole time you didn't give a damn about me. Like, it could be stuff like that. So that's what I mean by manipulative. So you have to be very careful with them Scorpio liars if you come across one. Not all Scorpios are liars, but when they are, they're usually very good at it, okay? Now, Sagittarius lies. Now, I feel like Sagittarius lies. Sagittarius is another sign that I don't feel like they deliberately manipulate and tell people lies, because Sagittarius is a sign of honesty. But Sagittarius lies, to me, have to deal with over-exaggeration. Okay, so over-exaggerating their lies and their lives and what it is that they have and who it is that they are and how successful they are and how much money that they have, because Jupiter is about excess, going overboard, blowing things up really big, blowing things out of proportion. And so Sagittarians can over-exaggerate a lot of things about their lives. They can make it seem like they're living a lot better than they really are. They can make it seem like, you know, they have more things going on for themselves than they really do. And sometimes they can even lie to themselves about their own success. And, you know, sometimes they can get a little bit big-headed, and it's like, in reality, that's not really what's going on. But they want everybody to know about what it is that they have going on. And so sometimes Sagittarians can get caught up in their lies because, you know, they can overpromise stuff. That's another thing with Sagittarius lies. They can overpromise more than what they can deliver. But that's not really seen as a lie, but other people can see it that way, because it's like, you told me you were going to do this, this, and that, and you didn't do it. So people can view that as being a lie. Okay, so Sagittarius lies has to deal with going overboard and doing too much, or, you know, over-exaggerating their accomplishments and things like that, telling people they can do things when they really aren't able to do it. And yeah, that's pretty much what it has to deal with. So it's more of like indirect lies instead of deliberate lies with Sagittarius, okay? And then with Sagittarius, there can be a tendency to lie, like I said, lie to themselves to make themselves feel better about what it is that they have going on in their lives. Does that make sense? Okay, so Capricorn lies. Now, Capricorn is another sign that I don't feel, well, Capricorns can lie a lot. Let me not even go there, because I was getting ready to say Capricorn is another sign that I feel like doesn't lie that much. But this is the thing with Capricorns. I feel like Capricorn's lies has to deal with them caring about them saying they don't care about something that they really do care about, okay? Because Capricorns can deny their feelings a lot. They can deny how they really feel deep down inside. So let me just say this. Capricorns, well, there's two ways that Capricorns can lie. There's two ways, because I feel like there's two different types of Capricorns too. So one of the ways that Capricorn can lie is like, when a Capricorn tells you that they don't give a damn about you, or they don't give a damn about something, the majority of the time they are telling the truth, okay? That's one thing you need to know about them. I would say 70% of the time when a Capricorn tells you they don't give a fuck or they don't give a damn, they really don't give a damn, okay? Believe them. But then there's the other 30 to 40% of the time where a Capricorn will tell you they don't give a damn about something, and deep down inside they really do. So sometimes Capricorns can lie to themselves and lie to other people about how they really feel about certain situations. Like if a Capricorn is hurt about something, they're going to lie to you about it and act like they're not hurt. They're going to act like they don't care, right? And you may be able to feel that they really do care, but they're going to deny it. They'll never admit it. Okay, and then that can end up hurting them in the long run, because it's like things don't end up getting resolved just because they didn't want to admit the truth. So a lot of times Capricorns have a hard time admitting things to themselves, especially when it comes to their feelings and how they feel about stuff. Okay, and another thing is sometimes Capricorns can be very narrow-minded. So it's like, it's not really considered a lie, but it's like, if they have a set path and way that they want to do something and accomplish something, they will twist things to make it fit their idea of how things should be. Okay, so it's like they'll say whatever it is they have to say, basically in order to remain right about a situation. Even if they know that it's wrong deep down inside, they're still going to say whatever it is that they have to say to make things fit their narrative, okay? Because it's like it's their way or the highway. So basically a Capricorn is rarely going to want to listen to another person or listen to another way. So a Capricorn is going to come up with whatever facts they need to come up with to ensure that they are right about something, and to ensure that they get to stay on the path that they're going on, because there's no way in hell they want to switch and go down the path that you're talking about. And Capricorns really don't like to admit that they're wrong about things. That's one thing about them. So, you know, they kind of have a little bit of in common with Leo, a little bit with not wanting to admit that they're wrong, and then pretending like they don't care when they really care. So a lot of the times Capricorns can lie to themselves, and in lying to themselves, they lie to other people. So it's like they don't really keep it real with themselves and their own true feelings. And so then that translates over to not keeping it real with other people. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, Aquarius. Now, Aquarius lies, leave it up to Aquarius. They'll tell you they don't ever lie, because Aquarius really prides themselves on being honest and truthful and la 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 la. But that's the problem, okay? Because Aquarians can have this thing where they always think they're right about things. So Aquarius honestly is a lot like Capricorn, because they both share the same planetary ruler, where it's like they don't want to be wrong about stuff. But with Aquarius is always going to try to make it seem like everything is fine and everything is good. Even though behind closed doors, everything could be falling to shit and their life can be completely falling apart. And Aquarius is never going to admit that, okay? Because it's like they feel like they're above a lot of things, and just certain things just don't happen to them. So if certain things do start happening to them, they're going to like completely deny it and like want nothing to do with it, or they're going to push you out of their life, and they're just not going to want to talk to you and not want to hear from you about it, because Aquarians don't like for people to be in their business about stuff. Aquarians don't like people coming into their life telling them what to do. And Aquarius really hates when people say, I told you so about things. So Aquarius will is another one that will not admit that they're wrong about something. So they have that in common with their sister sign Leo, where it's like they don't want to admit their wrongs. They don't want to admit their wrongs because Aquarians do believe that they're right the majority of the time. So they could be very stubborn because, again, we're dealing with the fixed signs. They could be very stubborn when it comes to their beliefs and what they feel is right. So sometimes Aquarians have a problem admitting when they have a problem. Okay, so that's kind of how I see it. It's like there could be a huge issue going on in their lives, and it's like it could be very hard for them to admit it to themselves because they can be very hard-headed. Aquarians can be very hard-headed. So this is why they always have to bump their head all the time, and this is why Saturn is, you know, their ruler, where it's like always making them have to face all of these hard lessons and things like that because of their inability to admit their faults sometimes, or just admit when they failed at something. It can be really hard for them to do that. So it's like an Aquarius, they will never admit defeat. They will never admit defeat. They're very mentally stubborn like that. So, you know, it can be very frustrating at times getting them to admit stuff, okay? Okay, and then Pisces. Now, Pisces is a difficult one because I always say this about Neptunian lies. Neptunian lies, Pisces actually believes the lies that they tell themselves. And this is what makes it very difficult. Pisces is probably the sign that is the hardest to get to see the truth about a situation because sometimes there could be a lot of self-delusion going on. And Pisces is the sign of belief, okay? So a Pisces is going to believe whatever they want to believe. Belief is reality to them, okay? Reality is not reality. Belief is reality. So whatever it is that they believe, that's what the truth is. And so it's kind of a slippery slope with Pisces because a lot of people accuse them of being huge liars and being very deceptive and things like that. But I always tell people a lot of the times Pisces really believes the lies. Like they really don't see them as being lies. They see them as being their truth. So in a way, it's like you can say they're deceptive, but then it's like if somebody really believes that it's the truth, is it really deceptive? And then see, that's where you get the blurred lines, which is a classic Neptunian saying. Because you have to keep in mind, Pisces opposes Virgo, okay? And Virgo is all about the facts, the details, reality, what's real, what really happened, line for line, word for word, with the facts, with the receipts, okay? Pisces is if you have all the receipts and photo evidence, if you have them on camera committing the crime, in their head, it still is not them. That's not me on camera. Even though you have me red-handed, my mug right here, that's still not me. Okay, it's that. It's once they make up in their mind and they have a belief about something, that is their truth. Okay, so it can be very hard to shake them out of the deception. Okay, so with Pisces, getting them to admit the truth can be very, very hard because of, like I said, because of these blurred lines and this living in a fantasy world, or living in the imagination rather, not really a fantasy world, but living in the imagination and living in belief rather than living in factual evidence, okay? So this one can be very tricky, okay? So Pisces, you know, they believe what they want to believe at the end of the day. They believe what they want to believe, okay? So like I said, it can be very hard, almost impossible to get them to admit the truth if they have a belief in their mind about what happened, or about who they are, about who the person they're in love with is, or whatever the case may be, okay? So, you know, if you are one of those Pisces that's like this, I would say get some Virgo facts in your life, okay? Get some Virgo energy in your life and balance that out with the Pisces energy, because honestly, nothing's wrong with having a vivid imagination and being someone that has, you know, that creativity, because that's what it is creativity. But just make sure that you're not using that creativity in place for the truth and what's really happening in reality, right? So that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys aren't too mad at me after this video. Like I said, I came for everybody equally, I think, but in coming for everybody equally, I also have to tell the truth, okay? I'm not going to be all Venus up in here and trying to stroke people's ego and make people feel better about themselves. I have to stay with my truth as well as giving you guys the truth and trying to be fair to every zodiac sign, okay? But I still have to tell the truth at the same time that I'm trying to be fair. So I hope that makes sense. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you guys think down below. I know you guys are going to have some stories for me about some people. Try to keep it clean, you guys. No arguments, no fights. I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave me some video suggestions of some videos that you guys want me to do, maybe even similar to this one, and I'll do them.